Hey guys, it's your boy Mark back with another video, here to give you guys yet another 2020 movie thoughts video. And I'm here to give you my thoughts on a very highly praised 2020 movie called The Invisible Man. Do 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 do. The real ones know what I'm referencing with those that little sing-songy sound effect I just did. The Invisible Man, 2020, directed by my boy Lee Winnell. I didn't really know Lee Winnell was that involved in the film industry until like recently. I mean, I know him as Adam from Saw, of course, and he's a director too, and he's a writer. You know, he's one of the co-creators of Saw, and which is awesome because I'm a pretty big fan of the Saw franchise. Well, mostly as a kid. I don't really love it as much as I did when I was a kid. It's just, anyway, and this was a fantastic directed movie, The Invisible Man. Of course, we know it's, loosely based on the 1933 film of the same name, and he did a lot of different things with this movie, very different take, which I admire. Yeah, when I watched this like last month. This is another movie that I watched before. I watched this sometime last month in October 2020, of course, and I was like, oh, man, I really love this movie. Like for like the first half of it. I'm not discrediting the second half at all, by the way. Let me explain, y'all. I was so into it. The opening scene really pulled me in. I just thought it was awesome. I thought the score was amazing. Yes, amazing score. I give that movie 100%. Amazing score. And yeah, it stars Elizabeth Moss, I think her name is. She's a fantastic actress. And she was fantastic in this. You know, she is the main character 100%, like carrying the whole movie, and did a great job doing that. I'll give her that 100%. And, like I said, completely different take on The Invisible Man. What this film is about, it follows Elizabeth Moss, of course, and she, and her abusive boyfriend, suddenly dies, allegedly commits suicide. And, and then, but, some weird stuff keeps happening, and now she feels like that he's not really dead, because he's a scientist or something like that in this movie, and she feels like that he finally found out how to turn himself invisible. And if you said that to someone in real life, they would think you were weird, that would be like, what? It sounded so like weird in the movie when she says, I think he's invisible, but, and, it's, yep, I was just so into this movie. It was very creepy, this movie, for the first half. I really dug the first half of this movie, and, I was so into it. It was creepy. It was like, it has you wondering, man, what's going on? Who's involved in this? And you know what? One thing I really loved about this movie, it's, honestly, at least this is how I felt, when I watched this movie. It really made you wonder if her boyfriend wasn't actually dead and actually was invisible, or if it was just all in her head. That's what I was wondering as I watched it, alright? I was like, what if this really is just all in her head? Like, it really, truly made me feel like that. I don't know about any of you other people, who saw this movie. But that's how I felt, But, one huge blow of this movie to me. Oh, my boy Aldous Hodge is in this movie. I think he's so cool. Aldous Hodge. And his daughter. She's cool too. Well, his daughter, the character in the movie. Aldous Hodge, I think that's his name. He's, he was so cool in this movie. And I think he's in Shazam 2 or something like that. which is awesome. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, I think, which doesn't come out till like 2022. But he was cool in this. I know him from What Men Want. But thing about this movie is, like, once you find out at least this is just how I felt. Once you find out what's really going on, it just to me it became a lot less scary. It really didn't become scary anymore. And I like being scared when I watch a horror movie, okay? Not to the point where I have nightmares or anything, just scared when I watch the movie, and then once the movie's over, I feel fine. That's the level of scared I like, okay? But like once you find out, because this is a very different take, and I do admire and appreciate that, but it when you find out what's really happening, it became so much less scary to me, like it was a lot more scary when it was all like supernatural and all that, and you know what, I'm super I'm happy, I'm ecstatic that people absolutely love this movie, and I, part of me does too, but even like I feel like even if I rewatch this, it's not gonna feel the same, knowing what's going on, but I still admire this movie. I still think I think about this movie quite a lot, and well, since I saw it, it does, like, when I'm just doing something random, some scene from this movie does pop in my head every now and then. And yeah, still a dang good movie. But like I said, when you find out what's really going on, that really hindered it for me personally. I don't know about anyone else, but that's how I felt, But I still highly recommend y'all see this. I think y'all would think there's a good chance even that you guys would love this movie a lot, especially like the problem I had with it might not be a problem for anyone else. Very grounded, very realistic, which I admire. It just became. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it became a lot. It just wasn't scary to me anymore. I still respect this film. I'm glad people are loving it. But, yeah. And, oh man, there was this line in the movie where Elizabeth Moss says, I just can't see him. And how am I not gonna think of John Cena when she said that, man? Oh. Anyway. So that's your boy's thoughts on The Invisible Man. I was thinking, man, like, when I was first watching it, the first half of the movie, I was like, man, I think I'm going to give this like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, and a lot of people are giving it that score, but I would probably give it a very strong, I was going to go 7, but, I'll give it an 8. I give this a very solid 8 out of 10, and, yeah, I highly recommend you guys see it, and hopefully you guys love it as much or more than I did. It just became a lot less scary for me. I was actually thinking 7 out of 10, but then right as I was recording this just now, I was like, you know what, 8 out of 10 sounds more accurate, for how I feel, So, yeah, The Invisible Man 2020, I recommend it. Definitely check it out. It's a very unique, very different take than you probably ever would have expected this to be. And like I said, I do admire it for that. So, yeah. So that's your boy's thoughts on The Invisible Man 2020. If you guys have seen this movie, tell me what you think. I'd like to know. I'd appreciate it. And if you guys enjoyed my thoughts, please let me know. I would appreciate that a lot. And, yeah. So, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, or listening more like it. And, your boy Mark, we'll see y'all later. Peace out.